any legal advice at all? Well, I'm here with the one and only lawyer Thoronka, here to teach us all the dynamic aspects of what it takes to become a lawyer, what it means to have legal advice, all that good stuff. So here with me is Miss Lawyer Thoronka.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
So I hear that you have a new and exciting show. Could you go ahead and tell us what the name of the show is?
Absolutely. It's going to be called Law in Action.
Love it.
And the name is exactly what it is. The law is going to come to action for our listeners. We're going to demonstrate for you some of the details of the law, but it's going to come to life. You know, I'm on the radio. I do the radio show from Mondays 1 to 2. So now we decided we're going to bring it to the television. We're going to have other lawyers coming out. We're going to be discussing issues that affects human rights, civil rights, immigration rights, criminal law, personal injury cases, landlord and tenant. So everything you want to know just to help your life and to also share resources that's out there. And we're going to bring people, other lawyers, other guests that's going to be on the show. So it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it.
Sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
And then when can we catch your show?
The show, we're going to start taping now. And the show, I believe, I don't want to misinform, but I think it's going to be airing on Thursdays. But we're going to start taping now.
Okay.
And we will give you more details as to the time when you can catch the show. But right now, they're working those details out.
I love it. Law in Action, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sure that you guys have been wondering the question that I am dying to ask. Who is Lawyer Thoronka?
Oh, my goodness. Lawyer Thoronka wears a lot of hats. First of all, I'm a mommy of 4, and I love it. Keep me busy all of the time. I have 3 girls and 1 boy. Keeps me busy. So those of you out there who have children, I know what you're going through. But I love my children. And I also am married. My husband is also an attorney. He is a hard-working lawyer. He works between here and Boston. Busy all the time, but he loves Ghana, so he's trying to get into some business. We have 3 offices, in 3 different locations. I have an office that I run here in Woodbridge, Virginia. Okay. And then we have a location in Lowell, Massachusetts, which is near Worcester, and a lot of our listeners live in Worcester. Okay. That are associated with Divine. And also we have another location in Maryland for those people who lives in Maryland. So we have 3 locations, and we run the office effectively. In Maryland, we concentrate on a general practice. And that includes family law, anything that you want relative to family issues like divorces, custodies, child support, and the like. And then with criminal law, personal injuries, contracts. So the Maryland office is fully equipped to do general areas of the law. Okay. And then the Virginia office is specific to immigration. All the offices handle immigration, but because the licensure issues, I'm licensed in Maryland and Massachusetts, so I can handle a broader range of legal issues. And then the Virginia office, I'm not licensed in Virginia, so I usually just handle immigration cases. So I enjoy going to my church. Divine is awesome, and I'm on the board there, so that's part of what makes Lawyer Thoronka. So I'm busy there, and I'm also the choir director there. Yay! Awesome. So yes, that's me.
How do you have so much things on your hand yet have the time for yourself, in a sense?
Well, you know what? I give God the glory, because every morning when I wake up, my first and only prayer is, God, give me the strength to accomplish the task that is at hand. Right. Because it is so much. Yeah. Indeed it is. Some days I wake up in the morning and I would get 2 or 3 calls because either one of my clients are being deported, he was in custody, we filed something, and they're taking him away, so everything shifts. I have to drop everything, file motions to stay, do this, and go to the board. And it gets complicated. And then at some point in the day, I have to shut down and go pick my kids up and make dinner and do homework. So it is complicated. It's stressful. But the only thing that gets me through it is I say that short prayer, God, give me the strength to complete the task ahead. And then what I do, because I love singing, singing is my ministry.
Yeah.
So I don't look at that as work. When I come on Saturday for choir practice or whatever, that's my me time. So I enjoy that.
So with your husband being a lawyer, you being a lawyer, how does that work exactly?
Everybody tell me that. How do you guys do it? Because, two lawyers in the house, you guys argue a lot. But my husband is a quiet breed. When he's not in the court, he doesn't talk a lot. So I'm the one, I'm talking, I talk from here, I'm talking there, I'm talking at home, stuck in the courtroom. He's much more of a quiet breed. The combination works because he's much more of an excellent writer. I'm much more of an advocate, so I do more of the court. He can write, he edit a lot of my stuff, so we work well there.
Yeah.
And being husband and wife, somehow we don't take it home. I don't know how it happened. It's not personal. We just automatically just don't take it home. So it has never affected home life. So it works with us in that. I let him do his thing and I do mine.
Do you have any recommendations for future law students or even students that are in law school right now?
Yeah, when I got out of law school, the first thing is I was so hungry to learn this craft. If you're in law school or you're thinking about being a lawyer, it is an excellent profession. And it's a profession that allows you to service people, especially those if you're going into like immigration or civil rights law. If you're doing corporate, you're looking for money, so that's you got to be able to put down the hours. Pray for strength for that, because you're going to put in 100 or so hours a week. Your expectation for financial stability shouldn't be paramount over your learning, because what you're going to learn in law school is nowhere near what the practicality is. So if you're going to find other older lawyers who you can mentor with while you're in law school, do that. That is extremely helpful. Go to court and sometimes just sit in court hearings and see, because what you're going to learn in law school is nowhere near it. You're going to get in court and then they're going to eat you up alive if you don't know the practicality.
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. What type of people should expect to watch this show?
I definitely am expecting anybody who live in our society to watch this show, because as you know, the United States, we've always said in law school, it's a litigious society.
Yeah.
Everybody's suing everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's making everybody mad, and as a matter of fact, every issue, it becomes a legal issue. You can be renting a house because the landlord does something or you're not paying, or the landlord try to evict you, it becomes a legal issue.
Right.
So you just got to know your right. Immigration is a huge issue, and I know a whole lot of the listeners and the viewers for the show going to have some immigration issue or know someone that has immigration, because a lot of them migrated into this country. So I'm expecting to really give them a visual effect and a visual learning process of what, especially when it comes to the immigration, because it's complex, it is twisted. The laws are changing frequently with immigration. Today we can wake up and there could be new policies affecting our immigration status. Tomorrow something different can change. So I'm expecting to bring that live to you. That's my hope. And then with the younger people, unfortunately, live in a society where you could just be in a group of friends and you guys coming from school and one person maybe carrying drugs on them, everybody's going down.
Yeah. How
to protect yourself in that situation, how to protect yourself when the police stop you, how to, even with black men in this country. Early in the break, you mentioned about the Trayvon Martins. We have the Trayvon Martins. We have the Brown family. I mean, we have a lot of young people who have gotten in trouble, not in trouble, rather, or died because police brutality.
Yeah.
Now, how do you protect yourself when you're stopped by the police? How to conduct yourself to avoid anything to escalate to that level?
Yeah.
So those are things. So we're going to bring the really practical tips to you, things you need to say when police stop you just for random, traffic tickets. So we're not going to be so heavy. We're going to bring some skits in here where people are going to actually demonstrate.
Oh, I love it.
To you, the police going to stop them and they're going to show you how to really, react in that situation. You don't have to be scared. They are there to protect you, but there are some situations where a movement can escalate things to another level. So those things we're going to try to make sure people understand them. So we're going to have a fun show.
There are many different forms of law. So what made you even decide, even from the beginning, what made you decide to go into law?
Girl, I was 3 years old. My parents
You
said,
were 3.
one day I woke up and said, I want to be a lawyer or a professor.
Wow.
That's what I said. I don't know why I said it, because my mom said I always like to help people.
Okay.
I was always defending people or talking on behalf of people when I was younger, or taking somebody to their mom to beg for them for something that they came back. So I think I look at my profession as a calling. And then it's so ironic that you say that, because one of my first immigration cases, I literally was put in that case because I never did immigration before. When I came out, I did criminal law. But when God calls you to do something, I don't care how much you run from it, you're going to do it. So it's something that I just always wanted to just do.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's very impressive.
Absolutely.
Could you give us a little bit of your credentials? Where'd you go to school at, and how long did you study law before you actually, decided to jump into the practice?
Yes,
Just the kind of the beginning. And
well, I went to undergrad, St. Augustine's College, HB, Historically Black University, College University in North Carolina, Raleigh. Yay, Raleigh. And I studied political science and pre-law. And after I was done, I was accepted to go to school, law school in Emory. But financial reasons, I had to work. So I went to teach at my old high school.
Nice.
It was really nostalgic because I walked those halls as a student, and I went back as a teacher.
Yep.
And I was actually mingling with my old teachers and having lunch. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I did that for a few years, but then I said I really wanted to go to law school. So I was in my late 20s when I decided it was time. But I had to find a law school that catered to older students.
Okay.
I could not sit in a class with a 22-year-old.
What's the difference?
Well, the thing is, the difference is, first of all, those younger kids, they're coming straight from their parents' house. You have to pay bills because you're out, and I had a daughter by that time. She was 2 years old. And then the school that I picked was it was a lot cheaper. Mm-hmm. It was a privately owned school. It's called Massachusetts School of Law in Andover, Mass. I needed something that was affordable. I needed something that had flexible hours that can cater to work schedule. Mm-hmm. So I went to Massachusetts. I was living in New Jersey, and I moved to Massachusetts to do that. And while I was there, that's when I met my husband too. So we both went to the same law school. Yes, found love.
Won't God do?
Found love and found a degree under one roof.
I love it.
Yes. So and then once I was done with law school, I took the bar in Massachusetts, and then I came and took the bar in Maryland because I wanted to come here and live in Maryland. In between, I did a whole lot of mentorship programs and stuff because I love to uplift the youth. Someone gave me a hand and showed me, what to do to help me elevate my career. Yeah. So I've always opened my office doors for young people to come in and do internships and just to learn and stuff like that. It was a young lady here in Divine who saw me on Sunday. She said, "Auntie, I really want to be a lawyer." And I said, "Really? What made you?" So she said, "I really admire you." So and I told her, okay, in the summertime when you're out of school, you come to the office. I'll take you to court and show you around because kids need to see the practical sense of this profession. It's gruesome in a lot of ways. So you got to be prepared.
Wow. So you have like a really strong passion for immigration and laws concerning immigration.
Yes, I do.
What sparked that flame for you?
Well, for one, I'm an immigrant myself. I was born in Liberia, so I wasn't born here. Okay. I came here when I was 11, 12 years old. Immigration laws are pretty simple then. You come and you just kind of go through the ranks, you get your social, and you can adjust status pretty easily. After 9/11, I watched people go through a whole lot of struggle for this whole issue of immigration. After 9/11, they revamped USCIS, the Naturalization Services, into the Department of Homeland Security and broke it up into 3 segments. Mm-hmm. And all of them, they read each other. However, it became much more difficult for you now to just kind of navigate through the immigration system because every one of those different departments had implemented their own rules and policies. Yeah. So it was kind of tough. But true story, I wasn't practicing immigration, and at my dad's church in Trenton, New Jersey, it was a Hispanic family who needed my assistance. So when they contacted me to help them, I said, I don't do immigration. He was locked up in York, Pennsylvania. I went there just to see what was going on, to help whatever I can. And I told them, I promise you absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So when I got there, I was miserably failing because I didn't know what to say to the judge. And the judge was going to deport him. As I was walking, there was an older lawyer that came and said, let me talk to you for a minute. And he walked me outside. He said, you need to say this, this, this. Say if your client is fearing returning back home, you're going to have the 589 prepared. You're going to, so he listed the things. I wrote it down, went and read it off the paper because I had no clue. And the judge brought the argument and said, well, okay, if your client is going to do that, then we can set bond. Mind you, he's been to 2 lawyers. They told him he had to be deported. So when he came to me and the old man told me what to say and I said it, and the judge granted the bond and he came out, it was at that point where I knew God was sort of calling me.
Yeah.
The case went on for 3 years. It's a long story, and I will discuss it on the show. It's a very interesting story. You see how God worked. So tune into the show, and you will get the rest of that story. But 3 years ago, it was a prophet that came from Ghana that solidified what I thought I was feeling. He knew that I had 2 licenses. He knew everything about my life. But then he said, you didn't want to do immigration law, but you used to do criminal law and family. But God is calling you to do immigration. That's where your calling is going to be. And everybody that goes through you will get their green card. And sure enough, it has been miraculous. Some cases, even here in Divine, that I have done, I can't tell you how they got their green card. Literally, I can't legally tell you. So I think as time goes on and these miraculous cases are being resolved through my office, I figure, okay, this is what God wants me to do, evidently.
There are a lot of people that are anointed, but then there are just a few that need to be pulled out, and this is one. I think that you'll be missing a lot if you do not tune into her show. She has a lot of good information, a lot of insightful things that will help you. You have no idea where you'll end up tomorrow, and watching this show will launch you into a brand new destiny that you never saw coming. So tune in to Law in Action. Thank you so much.